It's been a while since I've been in front of the camera, but in general terms, what it is that I've been dealing with is that voice in my head, that voice in your head, that is so familiar to me and so familiar to you. It's the voice that constantly, daily, minute by minute, and often moment by moment, is chattering away in the mind, in the head, in the skull, somewhere in here. And that voice is the representative of thinking mind, or sometimes confused mind, curious mind, happy mind, monkey mind. And it's a voice that I often identify with and think of as me, and that it is referencing my thoughts, my ideas, describing my emotions, my sensations, my feelings. And lost in the background is the awareness of who or what is listening and hearing this voice that does not speak out loud. And what listens and hears is consciousness itself, is awareness itself. When awareness awakens to itself, there is a realization that the awareness is always constant, and that it is that voice that says, me, I am Tony, I am a male, I am an American, or a Frenchman, or a Hindu, or a Buddhist. It is that voice that comes and goes. It is me that comes and goes. Consciousness is always around, always available, formless, silent. And that voice in your head is not who or what you are. What you are is that consciousness. The same consciousness in your head is the same consciousness in my head. And that voice, when for whatever reason, internal exhaustion, fear, or as a product of a meditative practice, goes silent. That is when the voice, the mind, the story, the narration of a separate me stops, and boundaries of identification blur, and there is this sense of non-separation, of oneness. So the purpose of this particular video is to encourage you to awaken, to awareness, to awaken to itself, and to recognize that that voice in your head is not who or what you are. Since we all are suchness, self-validation is possible, but not mind validation, or ego validation, or me validation. Those are all contents in consciousness, not consciousness itself. But for the sake of discussion, consciousness and the contents in consciousness are not separate. And it is learning not only to experience non-conceptual understanding of this, but also to learn how to talk about it, if at all possible. And the reason that is because language is always, or partially, separate from what is. Or to put it another way, the word is never the thing itself. The word is never what is described or pointed to by the word. The word consciousness is not consciousness itself, and the word awakening is not the experience of awakening. So always, whether it's me or anybody else, in person, on a video, or in a book, talks to you about awakening, they're talking and using pointers, words and concepts as pointers, back to you, back to your hearing, feeling, seeing, back to your bodily sensations, back to your manifestation as a conscious human being, as a physical human being, as a spiritual human being. We are multifaceted, multidimensional beings. And awareness allows for that tuning in to who and what you really are. But remember, that voice in your head is not who or what you are. Welcome to the journey.